Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's and Mariana's Coffee.
Hafaday Tirwami and good evening, Commonwealth. Thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Chris Nelson. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Chinese nationals rescued at sea say they were fishing, but authorities believe they were headed to Guam. Also tonight, President Biden announces he will not seek re-election. Local Democrats react. And police say a woman tries to bring ice into the DOC, and this gets her into the DOC. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
Find a plan that goes with your flow. Get unlimited local talk, text, and data at the most affordable rate with Unlimited Flow Postpaid.
I love Mariana's Coffee. Come join me for a cup. I think you would be really happy.
This burger looked at one slice of melted cheese and said, more cheese. It looked at pickles and said, also onions. It wanted to be more than hot. It wanted to be juicy. This is the Quarter Pounder with cheese. If you thought one napkin for the Quarter Pounder with cheese was enough, it's not enough.
President Biden has announced he will not seek a second term in the White House. The 81-year-old president has been facing increasing pressure of late to bow out after a disastrous debate performance against Donald Trump. He has now done that, saying he will finish the remainder of his term. He has endorsed his Vice President Kamala Harris, but it is not a done deal. Local attorney Mike White is the committeeman and a delegate from the NMI. He will attend the convention in Chicago.
I think the party is coalescing around Vice President Kamala Harris. She is the clear path forward for the Democratic Party. I can state that the entire CNMI delegation to the Democratic National Convention is solidly behind Kamala Harris for president.
Did you, over the last few days, what were some of the local discussions that you were having before last night's announcement?
I think we were all going to stick by President Biden, whatever his decision was. If he decided to stay in the race, we would have been solidly behind him. We would have understood if he made the decision that he eventually did make to drop out for the good of the country and for the good of the party. I think it's important to note that unlike the other guys, the Democratic nominee, Joe Biden, made the decision that was best for the country before he decided what was best for himself.
Any chance Michelle Obama gets into the race?
No.
Like zero?
She's said she has no interest in it whatsoever. I don't think it's a possibility.
Do you think Kamala, if she's the candidate, you think she can beat Trump?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The future of our democracy is at stake. I think Americans know that.
Local police say Homeland Security is investigating a human smuggling operation that involved the son of a former lieutenant governor and Chinese nationals. Police said this afternoon that Victor Val Hokog, a former police officer, was the captain of the Villa Marie, and it was filled with Chinese nationals who claimed they were fishing. Yesterday afternoon, DPS Tinian received a report of a distressed vessel south of Goat Island. They launched their rescue boat but couldn't get to them due to bad weather and limited visibility. DPS Saipan launched their impact rescue vessel at 1:30 yesterday, but say they also faced challenges getting to the vessel. The Navy jumped in, sending an HSC-25, which spotted the vessel around 7 p.m. DPS says 2 men were in need of medical attention. They were transported to Anderson Air Force Base. The Triton, seen here, parked just south of Charlie Dock, was doing some work for the Navy on Tinian, and it went in to help. One of the crew today said they tried to tow the Villa Marie, but the line snapped, and it is reportedly out there still floating. The passengers were transferred on board and brought to Charlie Dock at 5 a.m. this morning, where they were turned over to Homeland Security. DPS says there were initially 3 local males aboard, a captain, Hokog, and 2 deckhand assistants. The other occupants were all Chinese nationals. Now, police said 1 male and 11 females, but Triton crew said today there were more males. All are believed to have entered the NMI as tourists under the Parole in Place program, and all believed to be headed for Guam. We are told at least 2 vessels made it to Guam over the weekend, and Guam officials had intercepted at least some of the occupants upon landing. Chinese nationals can currently travel to the CNMI as tourists and seek entrance under the parole program, and CBP officers do have some discretion on how long they are permitted to stay. Officials say some of these tourists are using the program to try and make their way into Guam, where there are construction jobs and also work in the massage and escort industries. The occupants were being interviewed today and processed, and further decisions on any charges will be decided by the U.S. Attorney's Office. A local woman is arrested and accused of attempting to smuggle crystal meth into the jail while visiting an inmate on a visitation and drop-off day. Police say Eliza Sanchez Matagolay went to the Department of Corrections to visit Frank Pangolina, a man serving time. But they say she had drugs hidden on her body, and they think she was trying to get them into the DOC. She has been charged with illegal possession of a controlled substance, as well as trafficking and promoting prison contraband. Bail was set at $50,000 on Friday morning by Judge Joseph Camacho. According to the arrest affidavit, during a search of her body, an officer found an envelope with 2 black Ziploc baggies containing crystal-like substance. Police say they found it in the seam of her pants. Police tested it with a narcotics identification kit and say it tested positive for ice. About 2.37 grams, street value of about $350. Police say they expanded their search. Matagolay drives a blue T100, and they brought the K9 units over to do a sweep of her vehicle. And the dogs did their thing. They signaled, and this led to the car getting towed. And police then went and got a search warrant so they could go inside. Armed with that warrant, police found inside the car needles, a small amount of cash, a Vipertech taser, some cut-up straw, Ziploc baggies, scale, lighter, other paraphernalia, and altogether about 8.5 grams of meth. The 37-year-old was part of a WIA group back in 2005 who helped organize an art exhibit. Let's roll sound. This, again, from 2005.
Helping me go out there and try new things, helping me work and helping me start off my life.
If Matagolay posts bail, she has been ordered to stay away from seaports and airports and to surrender any travel documents. Her arraignment currently set for August the 5th. The defense team of former Governor Ralph Torres says the case against their client is not over. Vic Torres, Matt Hawley, Anthony Ogden, and Viola Alapujo have issued a statement about the recent decision issued by Guam Judge Arthur Barcenas that disqualifies the Attorney General as prosecutors. Attorney Anthony Ogden.
The law is clear that an attorney cannot both advise a client and thereafter prosecute him. This decision aligns with the court's duty to ensure fair and impartial legal proceedings, adhering to established legal standards and precedents. The court's ruling is consistent with past precedents, including the prosecutions of former Governor Fitio and former AG Buckingham. In those cases, the OAG recused itself or agreed to withdraw due to conflicts of interest. These decisions have all recognized the harmful and unjust effect of allowing the OAG to prosecute its own client, the CNMI governor.
The AG's office has said they will appeal the decision to the CNMI Supreme Court.
The decision does not dismiss criminal case 2250 or any of the charges against former Governor Torres. Instead, it guarantees that the trial will be conducted fairly and lawfully, fulfilling the judiciary's responsibility to decide matters based solely on the law.
Premium office space available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park on Capitol Hill. Upgrade your work-life balance and enjoy a distinctive blend of location and nature with open spaces and ocean views. It's the perfect place for creative professionals who want real results. Call us at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month. Plus, a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
In the 1990s, the garment business was big business here on Saipan. The CNMI was able to produce clothes here and export them to the U.S. market without quotas and tariffs. For a time, Made in the Northern Marianas was similar to Made in the USA, but it wasn't U.S. citizens making the clothes. As China entered the World Trade Organization, the benefits of producing locally went away, and by the mid-2000s, garment factories on Saipan started to close.
Because of WTO, China also entered, then the quota moved away, and Saipan just lost the competitive edge because we used to have no quota, no duty. But when the quota went away, minimum wage go up, I think it was only a matter of time that, Saipan would not be competitive enough for the apparel industry.
It was a tumultuous time. Garment factories were major players in the Saipan economy. Factory owners leased local properties, brought in workers from Asia under a CNMI immigration program, and government coffers included a user fee paid by the factories. The garment business also filled the bellies of planes with cargo, and this helped the airlines have a profitable business with passengers up top and garments down below. But there were also headlines, allegations of unfair labor practices in some factories, and there was a steady push led by California Senator George Miller to federalize immigration. In December of 2006, Tan Holdings announced the closure of its factory here on Saipan, and the response was immediate. Our Morgan Rose was on the story.
We asked them what they were chanting.
Give us justice, justice. Give me back our money. Justice is a fair word, justice.
Over 30 police officers were trying to keep the rowdy crowd out of sight by letting them voice their opinions in Fiesta Resort's Hibiscus Hall. But they had other plans, like taking a lap around the pool.
I'm going to let the people that in charge of these people talk to them and let them disperse the area.
Other officials had absolutely no idea what was going on.
We are going to get a translator, and when they get over here, we're going to talk with them. And that's what we are going to do, talk with them and find out what they want, what's going on. Because we don't know what's going on exactly. Okay, so please.
And we asked Attorney General Matthew Gregory if the protesters were breaking the law being on private property.
Arguably, yes, they are.
We spoke to VP of Tan Holdings, Jerry Tan, and he says they're doing everything they can to make it a smooth transition for the workers.
Well, basically, as you know, the factory announced the closure, and the workers has some issue regarding their recruitment fee, regarding the contract is not expiring yet until sometime next year, and some tax refund issue. So I explained to them that the factory, we are responsible employer. We do everything in full compliance with the law, and that's how we will definitely handle the closure procedure.
It's been 18 years since that factory here on Saipan closed, and Tan Holdings and Raymond Tan took their business and relationships to Asia.
We went to both China and the Philippines. I mean, because my father and my grandfather migrated to Philippines many years ago, so we know the country very well. And after that, we also went to Cambodia, and then we went to Myanmar, we were in Vietnam, and then we even went to India and Bangladesh.
The company now has tens of thousands of employees, and Tan says you need to be diversified because of both political and economic attitudes.
As we speak right now, because of the geopolitical relationship, there's a lot of tension between U.S. and China. So we don't really produce anything in China for U.S. We just produce in China for China, and then the ASEAN country for the international market. I mean, basically it's U.S. and EU.
And Tan says it's no longer about finding the cheapest place to produce.
It's changing. So I would say that in the past, after maybe WTO, and then there was a period that China took up a lot of market share and then start to move out of China. But now I would say that Asian country is more stable, but then you will see a growing trend of America for America, EU for EU, because the cycle time become very important. Everyone try to react to the market much quicker. So it's no longer, where's the cheapest. It's where, how do you balance, the cost, the cycle time, and the capability and flexibility.
What are you guys producing around the world now? What's the biggest, the main thing that you produce?
Well, we produce two major categories, apparel and bags. So when we produce bags, we do them in Cambodia and Philippines for brands like Coach, Michael Kors, and Tory Burch, Kate Spade. That's about 40% of our business. And the remaining 60%, we produce, like Adidas, Ralph Lauren, those brands, and we do them in Philippines, Cambodia, Vietnam.
The company currently employs about 10,000 employees in the Philippines in 3 provinces. What about the other countries? What's your biggest? Where do you have the most people?
Cambodia now. Yeah, we have about 20,000 people there.
What's it like managing 20,000 people when you started in Saipan and it was probably kind of a small business at the beginning?
Well, yeah. Well, our family actually came from a humble beginning. A lot of people probably think that our family was, doing very well when we first moved to Guam. That wasn't true. I still remember when we first went to Guam, we need to help each other cut each other's hair. We didn't have money to go out there to, eat food, even watch movie. So our family, my father and the brothers and my sister, we built the business together in Micronesia.
Tan says the family worked their way up. He says their first house on Saipan was on Middle Road, 12 of them in a 3-bedroom home.
Each bedroom, 4 people, and then we have 2 double-deck bed, and I stay at the lower one. So yeah, that's how
it's like a factory barracks.
Yes. And I came here, staying there for about a year before we moved to other apartment. But I love this island. It was a very, very pleasant. Of course, coming back here, I can see what I miss. I did not appreciate as much before, right? Because I see it every day. Mm-hmm. But it's a beautiful island. The government was very, very supportive, and we had a great business opportunity. But then, because of the foundation that we set over here, although because of global environment, the island is no longer competitive. But this foundation allows us to move forward and expand in the rest of the world.
Chris Nelson for the Channel 2 News.
Rumor has it, I'm a savage, drop the classic, Big dreams, I got big dreams since like baby. I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings used to be so stimulating. Now I'm reaching new heights, I'ma need the off-whites. Play with the fire, you get burned. All of my struggles became lessons well learned. I got his eyes, they keep me grounded, that's for sure. Cause one day we gon' make it out this earth, where's your worth? The king is back like prodigal. I've been gone, I gave him time, it's been too long. Politic, if I want it, I'ma get mine. Never fake the funk, can't perform for your empire. Snatch him out the throne, make them all fall in line. I let the clock tick, count down, cause I'm the headline, the deadline. Big time. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. Big time. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind. Big time.
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week. Rainy season pretty much here. Chance of showers at 20% tonight. Tomorrow, expect partly sunny skies with isolated showers. East winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Highs around 88, lows around 78. Then on Wednesday, partly sunny with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Highs of 87 and lows of 78.